Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any question regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. Feel free to leave me a comment, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you. On October 10, people who live in the northern part of the United States experienced an amazing Northern Lights show. And this is a picture from Massachusetts. Jessica told me that after using my fast cooking system for about 2.5 months, she's now ready to make a lo mein. So it's the first time for you to make a lo mein, and this video is probably something that you will find it useful. Now, the first thing about making a lo mein is that you need to find some noodles. Actually, the best noodles that I find is spaghetti pasta noodles. The main reason is that it is always readily available, and you can easily purchase it from your local grocery store. I cook my spaghetti pasta noodles in my 14-inch Cuisinart stainless steel wok. And the wok is perfect for this purpose because of its large opening. And this wok is large enough for me to prepare 2 pounds of pasta noodles. Once the noodles cook to how you like it, usually you should cook it to only about 80% of its full doneness. You transfer the noodles to a bowl of cold water that will stop the noodles from cooking any further. This is an important step for you to take. You do not want to overcook the noodles. There are several other considerations I would like to mention to you that you might find it very useful. First and foremost is that the noodles has about a shelf life of 7 to 10 days. And also, when you cook the noodles, you should not use any salt or oil. It works fine just the way it is. And then you can store your noodles in your plastic containers. And usually, the noodles can have a shelf life up to about 7 to 10 days. So you will be able to use it in many different kind of dishes, in addition to use it in a regular spaghetti noodle meal. Now, in a lo mein dish, quite often you include some vegetables. And the best way to include vegetables, at least at this stage of your cooking progress, is to blanch them in advance. This will allow you to cook them to the texture that you want. You can cook it to exact doneness, how you like it. When you finish cooking it, you transfer it into a bowl of cold water that will stop it from cooking any further. Most noodle dish will contain a protein. Any protein will work. In this case, I'm going to use some pork. I'm going to coat the pork with a thin layer of cornstarch. And I'm also going to add some of my Walk with Tak basic seasoning mix. Furthermore, I'm going to add a small amount of sugar. All of this will make the pork taste better. The cornstarch plays an important role in absorbing the moisture from the pork, because you want the pork as dry as possible when you're ready to cook it. I'm going to cook the pork using my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. I'm going to start out with about 2 tablespoons of canola oil, and you can use any cooking oil that you would like as long as it has a reasonably high smoking point. I'm going to let the oil to heat up until it starts to smoke gently. I let it to smoke about 15 seconds. And this is the time when the wok is being seasoned to create a non-stick cook surface. I call this the spot seasoning method. This method works really well. Also, using this method, you will heat the oil to its highest temperature. That turned out to be very important because you want the oil to be as hot as possible. And the reason is that you want to sear the pork. Searing the pork is important to seal in the flavor. And higher the temperature, it is better. But the temperature cannot be higher than the cooking oil, because once the cooking oil reaches its smoking point, it will not get any higher in temperature. And this is the reason you want to choose an oil with a high smoking point. You notice that it takes only a matter of seconds before you sear the pork properly. And because of the coating of the sugar, you will start to see caramelization on the surface of the pork, and that will give it great flavor. The pork is about 50 to 60% done. Now you want to lower the temperature. One way is that, of course, is turn down the heat, and then you add other food ingredients such as some yellow squash and some carrot. The carrot has been blanched. So does the baby bok choy, because both of them require a little bit longer cooking time. The zucchini, you don't have to. This is also followed by the addition of some Brussels sprout, which also has been blanched. All of this will allow you to cook them much faster. A blanching is a good way to help you to control the texture as well as the doneness of the vegetable. Through blanching, you'll be able to precisely know exactly how long you want to cook your vegetables. So in this case, all you need to do is to stir fry everything together because the vegetables has been already cooked. I also going to add some blanched broccoli. I add them in a sequential order because the vegetable I added first, I like to cook them a little bit longer. Okay, now the dish is almost done. I noticed that there are some of the ingredients, particularly the cornstarch, has been stuck to the bottom of the wok. I'm going to use my squeeze bottle and deposit a small amount of water over this burnt material. I'm going to use my wok spatula to scrape them off. Now I call this method spot cleaning, but it also actually known as degreasing. What it does is that it removes whatever that might stick to the bottom surface of the wok and allow you to return the flavor back to the dish. Now I add the noodles to the wok. I'm going to use about 3 cups of noodles. Now you notice that the noodles stick together because they have been in the refrigerator for about 2 to 3 days. The best way to separate them is to use a pair of long-handled tongs. I put some of the fluid from the wok over the noodles. This will warm up the noodles and it is easier for me to separate them. It doesn't take a lot to separate them, and it allows you to toss everything together. Now this amount of noodles is appropriate for about 2 of us, and in this case you notice that the noodles start to mix really well, and it will absorb the sauce from the dish, and this will make the noodle taste better. And this is the reason why you do not want to cook the noodles to its complete doneness. You want the noodles to be slightly firm. I guess you can call it al dente, because now you are cooking the noodle a little bit further. If you cook the noodles exactly to the doneness that you want, this extra time of cooking will make the noodle too soft, and you might not like noodles that are too sticky. So judging how long you want to cook the noodles is really important. Each one of us might have a slight different preference, and you might want to find what is the most suitable point for you. The spaghetti noodles works very well for this case, and of course it is inexpensive, but there are many other noodles that you can choose from in the future. You can use rice noodles, for example. You can use mung bean noodles. All of this will work. Okay, now I'm ready to season the dish. I'm going to season it very simply using my basic method of oyster sauce. I really enjoy oyster sauce, but however, you can season it any way that you want. Once you get more experience, and once you start to get an idea of how the dish you want to taste and what the noodles you want to taste like, you can adjust your seasoning. The seasoning probably will be also adjust and vary if you use different kind of food ingredients. Okay, a few more mix, the noodle is ready to serve. As you can see, cooking this noodle is relatively simple. It is a combination of all the 4 attributes of my fast cooking system. With advanced prepping, I have all the ingredients available for me to use by the time I walk into the kitchen. And with template-based cooking, I can make substitutions of the different vegetables that I use in this dish. And with stir frying, it is very fast to cook this dish. And with flavor chasing, you can find a way that you enjoy most in how you season the dish. as well as by using different combinations of ingredients, it will allow you to create the type of flavor texture that you want. Now, one thing that is very important is that you want to cook a dish with many different ingredients as much as possible, because it will make the flavor more complex. Research has shown that we enjoy complex flavor come from different type of food ingredients. Each one will have their own individual flavor profile. The complexity flavor not only make the food more interesting, but it is nutritionally more beneficial. And we seem to be able to sense that nutritional diversity because we love food with complex flavor. So from this standpoint, this dish is a template. The template allows you to make many different potential modifications and adjustments. And finally, I'm going to garnish the dish with some fresh cherry tomatoes. Tomatoes has great flavor, but tomatoes sometimes taste best when they are fresh, particularly with cherry tomatoes. They have their own wonderful flavor. So the best thing to do is to just add right on top of the dish. It makes the dish more attractive. As we all know, appearance of food is equally important as its flavor, texture, and aroma. Appearance makes a dish looks more appetizing. As the saying goes, a good-looking dish most likely is a good tasting dish. So if this is going to be your first attempt in making a lo mein, this would be a very easy dish for you to cook. But this dish also teaches you about template-based cooking. So I post a video each day with the goal to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine. And by using my fast cooking system, which is flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking, you can make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun. And if you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.